Welcome to session 2. Now we covered vision and assessment in vision in assessment, in session 1. Now we're going to cover, this is a really important one because we're getting into the meat of podcasting with a purpose. Without a purpose, you're not going to continue. With a purpose, you have that long-term I like to say a long term, there's another word, playing the long game. You're playing the long game when you have podcasting with a purpose. It's number 2 in our ecosystem, podcasting and creating online courses. So you're seeing an online course right now. We're going to give you we're going to roll back the curtain on the podcasting because you got to be with speed and purpose. We're in the most exciting times we've ever been in our lifetime. And if you don't have a calendar domination, you don't have the prioritizing of your schedule, and you don't have a system like StreamYard who can create that content, be able to brand it, be able to look different than everybody else out there, and be able to do it with the speed of your voice, you won't get the most out of your opportunity. And your opportunity is now. Okay, podcasting. We all know that. This course is not about podcasting in general. It's about really activating the best strategy for you. And that strategy is you have to have that flow, that calendar, that focus. And when we look at our high-performing habits, there's 5 habits. That's the foundation of Brendan Burchard's high-performing habits. Clarity, energy. Clarity, energy, courage. 4 is productivity, and 5 is influence. So in the productivity one, which we're going to dive into here, you got to have a plan, a strategy for you to create your podcast, to create your courses, to generate digital assets. Because when you look at assets, when you're looking at the screen, when you're act local, think global, global is assets. It's this, because people can enjoy your content halfway around the world. And if you're not thinking global, you're missing opportunity. So we're going to go into some tactics, some things for you to be speed and influence. And when you're doing that with a branded approach, not so much that you get so focused on branding that you don't create, because those that sit around thinking, I got to have it perfect, will never be the ones that will win in the game that we're playing today, because it's speed. AI is changing everything. AI is changing the game that we live in. So we have to understand how to leverage it, how to use it, and for you to create the magic in you, because anything's possible with that right strategy. So when it comes to podcasting, I won't go into it at this session, but we have a key strategic partner plan where you're inviting on the guests that are your strategic team, your mastermind team. And so not only are you creating the asset through StreamYard, not only are you learning about the person, building that relationship, you're also going a step further, that you're putting your team together. And when you put your team together, you're leveraging your time. You're leveraging the speed of putting a team of 20 together. We talk about 36, but you're selecting 20 out of your 36 to be a part of your team. And when you have your 12 categories and you're selecting guests that maybe you don't have that relationship lately with them. You've done business with them, you trust them, you want them to be part of your team, but they have no idea what a podcast is. They know what it is in concept, but they don't know what creating a digital asset. They don't know about thinking globally. They're acting locally. They're just in their little bubble of 5 to 10 miles. But the world changed. It changed to a digital world. So if you're not changing your strategy, you're missing the global opportunity. So when you look at how we do things, we coach you high performance. I am a certified high performance coach. We only use high performance coaches in our programs. Now, people can be involved in our community, but we want the best for you. We want to give you the best. We want to give you the best strategy. So when you look at podcasting, you're creating a digital asset, you're building a relationship, and you're doing it with a platform like StreamYard where you can do it with the speed that allow you to take advantage of the technology that's changing the world as we speak right now. So when you look at this, I want you to think about your productivity. Now, when we go into high performance habits, the fourth one is productivity. So you have to know before the day starts, what are you doing? You can't just react to things, because if you react to things, you're going to be part of the regret community. And you don't want to be. That's a community you don't want to be a part of, because if you're not practicing and intentionally living your life to the fullest, you're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to be looking at these 10 that you can see on the screen. Not being true and authentic self. Letting other people tell you what your dreams should be. Having toxic people around you. Being egotistic and self-obsessed. Running away from growth and change. Quitting when things get challenging. Trying to control everything. The perfectionist. Accepting things that you don't deserve. Obsessed about the future and wasting your days being lazy. These are regretful things. You want to get back into where you're practicing that podcasting. You're doing it with purpose. You're inviting the guests. You're creating those digital assets. You have the mindset of a global. You're thinking globally. And when you're thinking globally, there's 8 billion people on the planet. I think there's 1.5 billion that speak English or 2 billion that speak English. So, and you can translate now. So it's not even a big deal that you're not focusing on the largest language that's used out there. You can use your own language now. There's so many cool things in AI, so many cool things that translate, that you can do it in one language and translate it into all the other languages. So think globally, But being a part of a high performance mindset, you're focusing on clarity. You're focusing on energy. You're focusing on your courage, your productivity, and your influence. There's others that are involved in the 12-week transformation, but those are the 5 we focus on. Because if you master those habits, it's proven those are the high performance habits. That's what Brendan Bouchard wrote the book on. That's why after 20 years of coaching, building, creating content, part of Growth Day. Growth Day is the largest community out there of personal development people. If you're involved in that, you're not alone. 4 out of 5 of the top personal development people in the world are involved in some way with Growth Day. 4 out of 5, 80%. Wouldn't you want to have 80% in your camp? Wouldn't you want to be part of 80% poured into you? because every day you have the 5 to thrive. Brandon, the most talented, gifted coaches in the world with the largest community created with Growth Day, helping you every day, talking to you every day, giving you a framework every day. The 5 to thrive, 2 thought-provoking questions. You score yourself. You have a related video. You have him speaking to you. And then on Mondays, you have Ed Milet speaking to you once a week, changing this. Because you change this, you change your outcome. It starts with you. That's why we say the magic is you and anything's possible. So when you're putting your content together, we're going to challenge you to get this started because we have ways that you can get most of our stuff is free to start off. Then you want to always up your game. Find out what it's about, like StreamYard. You can do it for free. You have their branding on it, but start practicing. Just like my partner said, you got to start playing with your AI tools. You can't wait on this. If you do, you'll get left behind. So having that, being able to try these out, we'll have a link in there where you can schedule a call with one of our consultants to help you, because don't try and do it alone. Yes, if you have more time than money, you can do some things, but you got to shift immediately because you want to do the best that you can only do. Only you. Nobody can be in your place. Well, kind of, sort of, with AI, it's getting crazy, but you are the magic. So everything else can be outsourced within your team, but you build your team up. You build it. That's why we talk about the categories. That's why we talk about key strategic partner. That's why we invite them to be on our podcast, because just like Costco, you got to try something before you buy it. So if you're trying something, you try a podcast, you understand that you just created an asset that will be out there for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Then you go, man, it wasn't that hard. But you have to have that purpose. That purpose comes with what are you trying to do? Our ecosystem, and I'll go to that right now, is our 10 steps plus our bonus step. So we went through the assessment and waiting list in session 1. This is about podcasting and creating online courses. For you to create online courses, you have to do it with speed and focus. That's why when you start off your day, we use a planner, Brendan Bouchard's planner. Now, if you're not a person that writes things down, you're missing things, because writing down activates the brain. So if you saw mine, I know who I'm calling. I know my top 3 things I'm doing that day with the number 1 thing that I'm focused on. I have my tasks written out, things that will support it. I call it my 3 main projects and the 5 to thrive. We always think of threes. 3 projects, 5 moves. 3 projects, 5 moves. So on the podcasting end, we're going to give you links to be able to activate, because I'm going to challenge you to put that outline together and start. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. We can't wait till everything's perfect, because in those regrets is really getting caught up in perfection. If you're caught up in perfection, you're slowing yourself down. And slowing yourself down you will never be able to leverage your speed of what's possible. The magic's in you and anything's possible. But for our perfectionists out there, which I used to be, you have to put that thing in a small box and let the courage grow. Put yourself out there. Be authentic. Who cares what anybody says about you? Are they going to be there with you when things are taking off? No, they're going to say, yeah, he's nuts. Well, let's let them think that. It's about you. The magic is in you, and anything's possible. So you have to get beyond the starting page, get it going. I know so many people, hey, I'm waiting. I want to start. I don't know what mic to get. I don't know what this to get. I don't know how to do it. I don't start. Start. We're going to give you the fuel to start, but it's going to be in your court. You have to be the one to activate it. You have to do your first podcast. You have to invite your first guest on there. Will that be your best? No. Mine was terrible. I was forgetting things. It was just like the stumbling through, but I would stumble forward. And I had 400 and some podcasts later. I'm a little better than I was at the beginning. A little bit better, a little bit. But you have to start. So our exercise for you is to get into the notes. We'll have a handout at each session so you can activate, start. The best time to start was a year ago. The next best time is now. You don't want to be the one to have that regret. I wish I would have started it. Too late now. It's never too late. It's just how you're going to execute the opportunity. If you look at the entrepreneur revolution, the digital revolution, the crypto, the AI revolution, the mobile revolution, and the personal development revolution, these are all happening now. Get in front of these trends. Get in front of these revolutions. Get in front of these changes. Now, I'm going to put up on the screen Growth Day. Try it for 7 days. Try it, because if 4 out of 5 of the top influencers, top trainers, top coaches are in Growth Day, that's a clue. You want to be in there too, because you can't do it alone. You're going to do it through community. You're going to build your own community, but you're going to be part of bigger communities. You always want to level up your relationships, always, because if you're growing, the excitement is contagious. If you're not growing, it's because you haven't challenged yourself. You haven't really understood the power of personal development. So try it for 7 days. It's free. What do you have to lose except your ability? When you understand how important personal growth, personal development is to your walk, your journey, that when you understand that after 7 days and you have Brendan talking to you for 7 days, you have access to 4 of the 5. There's 5 challenges in there. Mel Robbins is in there. Anthony Trucks. Brendan's in there, I think 3 times. So I think that makes up the challenges. Then there's mastery courses. There's everything you need to grow and to be the best you can be. But you got to activate it. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our framework here. So you are looking at building a thriving global and local community. Act local, think global. By activating your first podcast, you get it behind you. You experience it. Those who wait are the ones that live in the regret camp. Now is the time. Now is the best time. The best time of our lifetime. We'll get into AI later in the course. We'll get into specific things about how you're going to activate StreamYard, how you're going to start producing the content, because everything is around you. You shine the light on you and you shine out, because if people get to know you through your content that you've created, your podcast, you're on the journey of know, like, and trust. That's the essentials of business. They got to know you, they got to like you, and they got to trust you. And your podcast becomes the avenue to do that. You're doing it with speed. You're doing it with coaching. You're doing it with a high performance mindset. You're involved in a community of personal development thrivers, strivers. When you're involved in that, it just, you challenge yourself. You're excited because you're growing. Podcasting, you'll have fun doing it because you'll learn. The 400 and some podcasts I've done, I've learned probably every single podcast because you have the ability to get to know people, ask the questions, be able to navigate their story so people can get to know them, but you grow. It's kind of like, I've heard it before, when you go on your first mission trip, you're going like, I'm going to serve the world. I'm going to help these people. And you come back, you're changed because you first looked at changing other people, but you were the one that changed. Same thing with podcasting. You're looking, hey man, I can get myself out there. Well, yes, you can, but you're learning from your guests. You're learning by putting and creating. Remember, we've talked about this. We're born to create, not to consume. Consumption, yes, you want to consume good stuff to learn, but watching 4 hours of TV today and scrolling 2 hours of social media, that's the wrong kind of consumption. You want to create your life. The magic is in you and anything's possible with the right strategy. Have a strategy that takes the 10 ecosystems, helps you grow faster because speed is what you're wanting because everybody's getting it. No, excuse me. A lot of people are getting the AI speed of business. A lot of people are understanding podcasting, but do it with purpose. Do it with a platform like StreamYard so you can create at the speed that you can run faster than anybody else. And that is going to help you to master. Okay, so our homework, we'll put it in the worksheet. You got to launch your first podcast. Get StreamYard for free. And you can get it through our QR code. We'll put that in the show notes. We'll put that in the course so you can, and if you're like, I feel overwhelmed, no problem. Schedule a time. Small cost, get it done. Do it with you. Our consultants will help you, not do it for you, because you got to understand a little bit of the flow of it. Because when you understand the flow, you understand how you can get the most out of what you're doing. But we have somebody to assist you so you get started. The one thing you got to avoid is the procrastination perfection model. That will get you nowhere, but stuck. We don't want you stuck on the busy bus. We want you on the purpose plane. The purpose plane takes you to your destination. So we're going to go into, let me see, what's our next week? We're going to talk about authority activation. Authority. It's so important that you're becoming a key person of influence. You're building your authority. You're doing it online. Okay. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun. Be bold, make a difference.